Welcome to Solutions for the World. Here we don't focus on the grift and constantly complain about the world's problems to keep you in a constant state of anxiety, but instead guide you on the current realistic ways to solve issues that harm the world we live in. We continue our discussion on economic solutions for debt and inflation. An easy way for this problem could be simply cancelling the debt. This idea has been implemented throughout history, all the way back to the Bronze Age. Kings would eliminate debts to stabilize the region, restore their economies, and provide relief to the poor. The only difference seen with this is these were empires within their own regions, forgiving debts to their own. Today, mainly other nations owe debts to one another, even the superpowers. It would be hard to convince rising nations to forgive the debts of others that are in competition like China and the US, but smaller, poorer nations could be, and is suggested to be forgiven by the IMF. One other working way to solve this problem is to reduce discretionary spending. Around 65% of all the spending goes towards offensive military war projects in the US. This would be a start on reducing the debt. Not only would it reduce the debt, but it would also make room to invest in other projects that will improve the quality of life for society. Another spending cut would be foreign aid, as many countries don't need the assistance and others leaders misuse it. What about taxes? It isn't just a tool to take money out of an economy in case it gets overheated. It can be used to reduce the debt as well. But the current tax system is not efficient, difficult to understand, and is not fair for the public as a whole. There are many loopholes in the tax system where the wealthy and corporations do not pay their fair share, also criminals and others that do not contribute. To make sure the tax system is maximizing its output to paying down the debt in a fair way is to reform it through the government's process to a progressive national sales tax system. This system makes sure everyone contributes fairly by taxing on what is consumed by whatever entity or person at a fixed percentage rate and can be made more progressive with a higher rate on luxury items and services. Those in poverty are helped by the use of bartering, as used goods are not taxed. Plus, there is a UBI in the form of a monthly rebate check for everyone. There are no complications. It is completely transparent by seeing the changes in the percentage rate and provides total contribution so that all the tourists who visit, plus the corporations, the wealthy, undocumented immigrants, and even criminals pay down the debt, all while providing the poor with needed relief. This tax system was reintroduced by Mike Gravel during his presidential campaign in 2008 as the fair tax. Another way of avoiding more risk defaulting on the debt service obligation is by using a potential asset that is called CAFRs, also known as Comprehensive Annual Financial Reports. These government books which show a more complete financial picture of our government's operations, all the expenses, the incomes, investments, and assets. These books are not the same as the annual budget. In fact, the CAFR information is excluded from the normal budget reports by statute law. The controlling parties have made it against the law to include certain income information in budget reports. Walter Berrien, an advocate for this, discovered that all levels of government have been sitting on a pile of wealth over many decades by using our tax dollars and investing it in the markets and major corporations. The amount of profit gained is so enormous that the public would not have to pay taxes at all. But that's not all we can do with this wealth. We can use these funds to balance or wipe out all of the debt. Utilizing the CAFRs could also give policy makers leverage over how corporations act, as the government is in reality a major shareholder. The last and biggest way to stabilize the national debt and global debt is by releasing the funds held within the Green Hilton Agreement. Arranged and signed by President John F. Kennedy, President Sukarno of Indonesia, and others in 1963, has a trust of precious metals that's worth is in the quadrillions. While there are few who make an argument that this agreement is null and void, because they believe Lyndon B. Johnson stopped the authentication of it after JFK was assassinated, it still should be looked at and confirmed. Plus, the fact these assets still exist, the world just needs to know how to access it. So, we learn the possible ways to controlling debt, therefore, stopping inflation, is for poor countries to be forgiven, also cutting discretionary spending, simplifying and reforming the tax system, making sure we utilize the profits in the CAFEs, and finding a way to distribute the funds within the Green Hilton Agreement. These would be the solutions for the entire world. Problem solved. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. If you have anything you want to discuss, then feel free to debate in the comments below. If it turns out the information you provide is valid, I will make sure to do an update video later. Also, you can donate to our cause to solve the world's problems. Remember, you can change the world if you really want it.